AviationPros.com is the portal website for AMT, Airport Business, and Ground Support Worldwide magazines. Visit daily for breaking news, industry blogs, and insightful articles from our magazine's editorial team. And don't forget to sign up for our publication's daily e-newsletters. It's all at AviationPros.com.
Hello and welcome to the Aviation Pros podcast. I'm Christina Marsh, editor of Airport Business. The Southwest Florida International Airport has been making significant advances to meet the growing demand of air travel. In 2022, the airport completed the building of a new air traffic control tower and is currently undergoing a terminal expansion initiative set to transform the airport's passenger experience. Joining us today to talk about these projects is Lee County Port Authority and Southwest Florida International Airport Deputy Executive Director for Development, Emily Underhill.
All right, first and foremost, Emily, welcome to the show, and thank you for joining us today.
Well, thank you for having me, Christina.
So the Southwest Florida International Airport completed an air traffic control tower project in 2022. Can you give folks a little bit of background information on why this project was necessary?
Yes, I can. The approved airport layout plan that identified the future need for a second parallel runway, which would be runway 6 right, 24 left to the south of the terminal complex. And that planned parallel runway would have obstructed lines of sight from the existing tower, and therefore a new tower at a more central midfield site located between the two runways was justified to support existing and future air traffic operations. And in addition, the old tower TRACON facility didn't meet current fire codes or hurricane codes and lacked space to adequately serve the airspace needs of RSW, which is the second busiest single runway airport behind San Diego.
So I understand that y'all had quite the challenge during this project, and that was Hurricane Ian coming through Florida and leaving behind some destruction. What challenges did the hurricane present to the project, and how did the airport overcome these challenges?
Okay, Hurricane Ian hit us in September 28th of last year, and it was, a Cat 4 hurricane that made landfall here in Fort Myers with 150 mile per hour winds. And, there was a lot of destruction to the area. Here at the airport, we were closed to commercial traffic for about 6 days, and the airport was fully closed for 2 days, acting as a focal point for airport operations, air search and rescue missions by many state and federal agencies. And so the storm did cause interruptions and some damage to our project construction, including, FAA had to demobilize and remobilize to the site. Fortunately, the damages to our project weren't that extensive. We had some losses to cameras and exterior lights, rooftop safety hatches, loss of power and loss of landscaping, and obviously the need for lots of power washing because a lot of things needed to be cleaned.
Do you have any advice for other airports who are in the path of a natural disaster or in the middle of a construction project and faced with a natural disaster? Are there ways to prepare ahead of time? I know you said that you were closed to commercial traffic for about 6 days, and that's tough, having to close down airport operations. How did you get through that?
Well, I think, as far as giving advice to other airports, particularly those that are in an area prone to natural disasters, you need to make sure that, your contractors have emergency disaster plans in place at the start of the project. You can't develop those things the day before a storm comes. Those plans should address emergency contact information, safe places for storage of construction equipment and those types of things that are under construction. You have to make sure that there's an evacuation plan for non-essential staff during the storm, and then making sure that who will be available once the storm or disaster has cleared to help in the recovery. One thing we learned is you definitely have to be patient and considerate and be understanding of folks that are tending to their own homes or loved ones during a natural disaster. And those folks may need assistance after the storm. And so you want to make sure you have the right staffing lined up in the event that you need alternate folks to step in because other people are tending to their own emergency. You want to make sure, as far as preparation ahead of time, that your teams understand the potential devastation of a natural disaster. A lot of folks were tricked into the weatherman says we're getting 12 to 14 feet of water above normal stations, but it's never happened here. So there was complacency. And so we did have a lot of airport employees who had their homes destroyed during the storm. Another thing you need, well in advance of storm, you want to make sure you have a network of vendors or other airports that you can call upon for assistance if needed as a result of the natural disaster. And make sure that your organization has the necessary expedited emergency procurement practices in place that allow you to purchase goods and services in an emergency manner that may not follow the normal procurement paths. So those are some of the things.
So the tower project.
So you guys were able to build in a more central midfield site between the two runways, and that kind of helped with the obstructed lines of sight. What other benefits came from that rehabilitation project, and what are some of the key features of the new tower?
Well, when we initiated the project, from the very beginning, we definitely made it clear that we did not want to construct a, quote, plain Jane facility. Rather, we wanted something more contemporary, not just a square box with a tower next to it. And so we incorporated a lot of unique design features. From the exterior, we have a glass elevator that goes up the entire height of the tower that, provides a stunning view of the terminal and the airfield on the ride up from the ground level to the junction level. We have some unique architectural fins that kind of showcase the tall, slender shape of the tower and adds interest to the building shaft. We also have a curved roof wing design element. We even installed uplighting that has programmed different light shows to celebrate special occasions. And there's an exterior catwalk on the upper level that provides a 360-degree walkway with incredible outdoor views for the occupants. And then on the inside, the interior has a unique lobby that's very inviting and displays logos of both the Port Authority and the FAA. And the area provides kind of almost like a ticketing hall effect with high windows that have a lot of natural light. And at about 185-foot mark, we have a break room that is located and enclosed in a 360-degree ring of glass windows that offer a spectacular view of the area, again, for the occupants. So those are some of the unique features of the tower.
Awesome. Yeah, it sounds like a lot of great features. So, Emily, I understand that the airport also began a terminal expansion project in 2021 that is currently under development. Can you tell us about that project so far?
Sure. So the scope of the project includes constructing a connector between the three existing concourses. And that will be, a walkway that's post security. So you'll be able to walk to and from all three concourses, B, C, and D. We also are consolidating the TSA security checkpoints. Right now, they're currently located at the throat of each of the three concourses. Those will be relocated to a central location, which will again provide flexibility for folks to walk between all three concourses once they pass security. And we will be providing additional public seating and hold room areas, lots of new concession areas, food, retail concession areas. We are adding new TSA leased administration space, new advertising displays. The project also has non-public airport administration spaces as well as a business lounge. The project also includes, although not attached to the terminal building, but part of this project is a 16,500 square foot remote loading dock facility where it'll be operated by a consolidated remote distribution center, and all the goods will be processed through there that come and go from the terminal. And the total area of construction of the terminal project is about 303,000 plus square feet.
So what phase are you currently in for this project?
Well, right now, we just hit the 2-year mark, which is 2/3 of the way. It's a 3-year project. Right now the project has a lot of challenges as far as it relates to implementing complex phasing due to its proximity to the public at security checkpoint locations and extensive work footprint within airside operational areas. So this has presented many challenges as we are a very seasonal peaking airport that needs every inch of real estate we have, particularly during our peak seasons. So within weeks, we are approaching our peak season that will last through next April. So we are currently 2 gates down due to the project, as well as other impacted areas. And in the near future, we'll be closing our entire checkpoint to our C concourse and creating a temporary C checkpoint in an alternate location to allow us to work on the remodeled and expanded footprint. And so all this work creates a challenge to us as to how we don't impact our customer experience that is normally so highly rated.
So when can folks expect to see the new terminal expansion?
The current contract, as I said, is for 3 years, which takes us to the end of 2024. Unfortunately, we have experienced some delays with the construction, which may push us out a bit into 2025. But visitors to our airport can expect to see improvements, that will have a consistent architectural look with the existing facility, with more updated food and retail concessions, restroom facilities, and many other new modern amenities. As I said, the airside areas will be connected so that someone can connect between any of our concourses once they pass through security.
Okay. Are there any aspects of the terminal expansion that you are particularly excited for visitors to see?
Well, I think just the expansiveness of the area. As soon as you leave security, it's going to have a big open hall effect, where there'll be lots of choices for new concessionaire, places of business, and it'll be very inviting and relaxing for our passengers to, spend time in those areas before they head to their gates. And it's just going to be a great experience.
Wonderful. Well, Emily, I'm looking forward to seeing the new terminal expansion, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for letting me speak about this exciting project that we have underway.
Thanks again for listening to today's podcast. Be on the lookout for an article detailing the projects at Southwest Florida International Airport in the upcoming Airport Business November-December issue. Stay up to date on industry news, current issues, and information specifically for airports, airport operations, FBOs, and airport-based business by subscribing to Airport Business Daily Newsletter. And as always, please continue to visit AviationPros.com.